Hey, what's up? It's your boy Paul Brentley. We're gonna get into the Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 3, episode 8. It starts off with Lisa at home with her family. They just hanging around, chit chatting. She ended up telling them that she wanted to start doing Bible study. She know that she's spiritual, but she want to get since she went to she told the family since she went to Heather's tryouts that she now wants to do she want to go the opposite route of being spiritual. She want to start doing more church stuff with the family and stuff like that. She want her kids to have more of a grounded foundation with God and all that good stuff. They talk about that. We move on from there. We move on to Jen. Jen, Lisa, and Whitney go skiing. As they skiing, they don't get on the kids slopes. They go to the big slopes. Whitney took to the big slopes. Jen ended up falling. So after they get finished skiing, they end up going to the side, get finished skiing. They end up chit chatting, and they end up talking about Heather, which was like, okay, so this badge Heather. I said now let's get this clear. So for Jen, side note, for Jen to have Jen to be so mad at Heather, I'm just gonna give a little this side note for I don't forget. So since Jen has such an issue with Heather not having her back, why is you with people, group of friends, regardless, why is you with them talking about your friend? But you had an issue with her not defending you, but you had no problem talking about her with the rest of them, with Lisa and Whitney. Make it make sense? So them three sitting around talking. Um, Lisa, they start talking about Heather. Whitney brought up Heather and Lisa were talking. Whitney brought up that she went over Heather's house, and she told them that Heather ended up uh pushing her out of her house because she ended up defending Lisa to her because she wanted to know she wanted to get the other side of the story, what she said. And Jen confession, Jen was like she was a little shocked by she was shocked by Whitney even going over there defending Lisa to Heather. And she also said she think Heather going through something because Heather didn't defend her or anything. So she ended up telling them that, at the at Heather tryouts, when what went down there, she didn't defend me, and everything. She took Angie's side and all this stuff. And I'm like, she ain't riding and dying for me. She supposed to be my friend. But it's like, but you sitting here, you standing here talking about your friend. You want to have your back ride or die for you when she has ride or die for you for the last two seasons. Even though you dog the hell out of her. Make it make sense, Jen. But as they continue, uh, Lisa also said that yeah, she said Heather's what did she say? She said something like Heather house is a bunch of lies, and she lies about everything, and she lying about this, she was lying about me, and it's like, yeah, I'm like, I don't got time for these hoes. These hoes about nothing, because it ended up talking about the whole thing of them talking about Heather ended up going back to Whitney talking about herself. and saying that she always got to chase after Heather, and she getting tired of chasing after Heather all the time. And I'm like, you don't chase after Heather, and she feeling a certain way and all this stuff, blah blah blah. I don't care. Moving on from there, we move on to Coach Shaw. He ended up throwing a barbecue for the guys, for the fellas. Um, he invited a couple of the fellas. He invited Seth, John, uh, Angie, Angie with a K, her husband, uh, and some other people, other friends of him. Invited them over. This was a guys' day for the guys he wanted to hang out and get, just reconnect. Jen was at home for a minute, came in, said hi to the guys and everything, and then left. As they was there, you can kind of feel the tension in the room between Steph and John. Everybody can feel it. So, Whitney's husband was there too. So they can all kind of feel the tension. So, Steph ended up saying, John, let's go out. Can we go outside real quick so I can talk to you? So they went out, and Coach went, yeah, go outside. This is what this for. Reconnect, and then have a day, and then come back in, and we can, you know, chill and get down and be cool again. So they go outside. When they was outside, Self got down to business. Self was like, I have never had this issue with a friend wife talking about me. Just talking about me. Saying stuff about, saying stuff about me and my family. And this is when John was like, on the girls' trip, you know, Meredith said stuff about Meredith accused Lisa of cheating on me. And Self looking at him like he's stupid. Self face looking at him like, is you serious? Like, that does not, none of that trumps anything that happens. Your wife was talking garbage about my entire family, my kids, my wife, me. And you sitting here saying, oh, some bull on a trip. And he kept going back and back to that same thing when Self was saying, like I said, how you going so what's gonna happen? So because there's a clear understanding that we're not gonna he went like me and you, Self like me and you, we're okay, but our wives are not. So he went, there's gonna be this weird kind of thing. He went, I don't want it to be there. But so Self kind of just left it alone, because Self like we ain't really getting nowhere. So they kind of just came to an agreement, went back in. Coach X, so are y'all good? Self went like, yeah, yeah, because it's like really ain't really getting nothing settled, because John bullshitting for his wife. It's like, I see why you and Lisa are together, because y'all some bullshitters. It's like, your wife cheating on you. Your wife out here doing these jobs, these under the table jobs, and you don't care. And she out here doing everything under the sun, and you really do not care. It ain't bothering you, but you trying to make out Meredith to be the bad person when Meredith didn't say nothing about it. These rumors been going on. It's nothing new. But moving on from there. So we move on from there. We move on to Meredith. Meredith at home with her sister. Her nephew, and niece are there. So they just hanging out. They were in the kitchen making some bean some bean dish. I never heard of it before. Never heard of it, but yeah, it didn't look so bad, but you know. So, her and her sister end up sitting down. She ended up saying that her sister, is a what? Her sister, 2, 3 years older than her, something like that. 2 or 3 years older than her. Meredith said her and her sister have always been close. You know, siblings had a up and down. They really had a rocky year last year with their dad, and then her nephew, you know, going through what he went through. She ended up saying that he ended up drinking bleach, and but he ended up surviving from drinking a whole. He drank a whole bottle of bleach, but he ended up surviving. Now he's doing okay. With therapy and everything, he's excited about the fashion charity event that they got going on. Um, Her sister said they sitting down talking. Sister said, "I'm very excited about our charity event we got going and everything because you know, showing my son, your nephew is very excited about this. He's able to because of therapy and everything, he's able to notice that what's the triggers are that can upset him so that he doesn't, I want to say, go to the extreme or whatever. He knows what triggers. He noticing the triggers and everything. And he being more expressive about his feelings and stuff. So everything is working out good, and her sister was like, you know, and with you doing the fashion show, because this is something that you're doing, it's helping him because he wants to help other people and make sure that they don't go down do the same stuff that he did. He want to help other people. So, you know, and everything. They talked about that. So the sister asked, like, you know, so who on this guest list? So they go through she went, you know, well, you know, I don't know. Because she went, some stuff been going down with, you know about Lisa and whatever. But she went, I just found out some stuff from Self recently that he found out from John that Lisa been lying on me and stuff. So she told her what happened, what she learned from Self told. They end up doing a flashback of Self telling her in the car what he heard from John that on a trip that you were the one that was spreading the rumor that she didn't slept, that she went spread that rumor that Whitney, but she went, no, I did not. Whitney told. That was from Whitney, not from me. Self was like, I know the truth. Self was like, I know the truth. That's what he said. So Meredith was already mad about it. They showed in the flashback. So Meredith was like, and the sister said, this is a positive thing. This is positivity. That's all we having at our event. At this fashion event, it's all positivity. Nothing. We ain't nah. So she went, yeah, we're gonna see about this list. And she told her about, listen, the sister said, that's not a friend. That is not a friend. And you don't need nobody like that. And Meredith like, yeah, that's true. Meredith agreed with her sister and stuff. So they move on from there. So we move on to Heather. They show Heather at choir practice with the choir director she got and a few the choir people and stuff. Getting ready. She was warming up. Heather got little vocals on her. She got just a little vocals on her, girl. Girl got little vocals. She doing a little thing over there. As that was going on, we got Jen getting picked up by Angie K. Angie K picking her up because they on their way to support Heather choir and stuff. So as they on their way there, they on the drive there, Angie ended up telling Jen about her telling Jen about Deanna, Heather's friend Deanna, saying that Deanna had some stuff to say about you because she went to a spin class that Meredith invited her to, and when she got there, she found out that Diana was there too. that Meredith invited Diana. So they all at spin class, and she said that Diana she called you a bully for the way that you came at Angie, and it's 100% true. In my opinion, yes, you a bully. You're straight up bully, and the way that you came to Angie was a bully. And Angie with a K, you was a straight up bully too while you're talking, doing the same bullshit that she was doing. You was her backup hype person. You was hyping her up. You was hyping her up and Lisa up. So shut up. So, they did a flashback of Deanna saying, the whole talking about the situation at the audition, and she's felt like Jen was wrong for how she came at Angie. That was bullying. And it was. Because she said, and it seemed like, and they said, as you go back and see Deanna, like, it seems like nobody stands up to Angie. Stands up to Jen. And she said, and that's a problem. Because she said, I don't like that. And that's her opinion. And she's a bully. And so, Jen, like, what? I bully? Did she hear what Angie said about me? Angie ain't said nothing about you. All Angie said was the stuff. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so as they on their way there to the choir practice, Jen and Angie with a K, she they was in the car, all that good stuff. So we moved past that. We moved to when Whitney ended up showing up to the choir practice. Heather was kind of shocked because Heather didn't think she was gonna show up or not. And stuff. As everybody get there, everybody sit in circle, they get ready for practice. The director go, introduce himself and all that good stuff. They start to get ready to start warm-ups and stuff. As that was getting ready to start, you got Lisa hugs Heather, and then told Heather that she need to talk to Heather. She's like, we really need to talk. And then so she started talking as the group of people doing the warm-ups. You got Heather and Lisa over to the side. Lisa saying, Lisa going into needing to talk to her about their friendship or whatever, and Lisa wanted to know what was it? Okay, so what happened was Heather ended up saying, so talk about their friendship. Heather was like, so why would you even, put my father's obituary up on social media if you didn't? Why did you put my father's social media in the texts that we did between each other on social media? Um, what was the point of that? And if you didn't want to go backwards, since you saying you want a friendship and all this stuff, so Lisa went, well, I had to defend myself. I had to prove that I wasn't a liar. And it's like, really, Lisa, because you sound really stupid, because your excuse made no sense. I said you could have actually called that woman up or text her and sent that to her and said, this is the text. But you didn't do that. You wanted to humiliate her on social media for the whole world to know. So they going back and forth as the choir and them is warming up and stuff. Um, And she was saying that she had to prove all that. At least it was. Heather said in her confession, when since she ain't since Lisa, you are a introvert. Since you are an interpass, let's move the interpass to the side, and you feel my emotions. I said, bitch, what? You feel my emotion, girl. Shout out. Heather's a mess. Feel my emotions. This you was an interpass. And I went, girl. Whatever, Heather, you a mess. Uh, then they go back to Lisa. Lisa go like, "Do you like me?" And it was Heather's face for me. Heather's face said, "Hell no." It was just straight up blank face, like she ain't in the answer, and that's a yes or no answer. Lisa Wayne, that's a yes or no answer. Her face still like, like, and then Lisa kept on talking. She went, "Do you really need to know that?" She said, yes I do. I need, you know. So Heather went, well, Heather said, from the beginning, I just wanted us to just get along. That's all I wanted us to do, was to get along from the beginning. And she went, so if you want to just start all over again from ground zero, then we can do that. And instead of starting over, Lisa went like, well, but you lied. You lied about, the about that rumor and stuff that Whitney said up in, up on the girl street. And Heather White, no. Heather White, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't recall any of that even happened. I don't recall that even being said. So what are you talking about? Saying, well, we can get Whitney over here right. Lisa, we can get Whitney over here right now. She went so Heather already annoyed. So Whitney and I'm coming over. I'll get to other people later. Whitney and I'm coming over. And that's when Lisa was like, explain, I believe what you said, on the trip about, Angie saying what she said, told y'all that rumor and whatever. I believe you. And Whitney went, well, Heather was like, I don't recall any of that. And so what you think? And Whitney went, well, I don't recall or anything. She went, no, that's what happened. That's what I heard. And she went, you may be doing this forgetful thing, or you may just be conveniently not remembering. I went, what? What is you talking about, ho? Because Heather was like, huh? So Heather went, so what you want? So how can I fix this? And they tell Heather, how can I fix this? Uh, how can I fix it? They really couldn't give her a really good answer to that. That's when Lisa brought up. Oh God, what did she bring up? I just forgot. Lisa brought up something. What was it? Oh God. Oh shoot. It was something that Lisa ended up bringing up. Something she blamed. Oh, she ended up bringing up, when Heather called them for the audition, telling that they made the audition. She went like, you called me for the audition and told me I made the audition, and you acted like you didn't remember what happened or whatever. And they did a flashback because she went calling her saying, you made the choir. And I don't remember what she's like. I don't remember what happened that day. I know it was a little rocky, but she ain't, yeah, and stuff. And Whitney, they showed Whitney going to hers and how hers was, because Whitney ended up bringing up her side, like, yeah, because I don't know how I made the choir when you called me about telling me I made the choir and stuff. and stuff. And I'm thinking like how I made it quiet after what went down when I came to see you. Ain't know Heather Wayne. So when you came to my house, all the stuff you said was irrelevant. Them are my words. The irrelevant is my word. She went was irrelevant. Didn't land. She went that didn't land at all. So she went it didn't land. It didn't mean nothing. So she went. That's why you made it quiet because it nothing you said that day didn't mean anything to me. So them two, them Lisa and Whitney doing the bullshit they do, and Heather like I'm over this. Heather went so well. Okay, since we didn't came to agreement here, I move on. She walked away. And Whitney in her feelings, like, here we go again. She walking away as usual. And then we got Angie and Jen. So Angie put Jen to the side. And Angie was like, Angie apologized to her. She went, I want to apologize. Me and my husband, from how my husband did you and stuff. And whatever. And that's when Jen had told her, like, I talked to Shaw about it, and he said he would like for Chris to give a public apology. And Angie said that's cool. Angie like, I'll make sure he do that. And so yeah, we see how that goes. Cause yeah, I hope he did. I hope he does it, but I don't know how that's gonna go. Cause I don't think Chris gonna give her I think he gonna give them the apology, but I think it's gonna be a petty apology. I don't know. With him, I don't know. Because it's like he didn't already apologize to you personally. He called you and apologized to you, Jen. But now, since your husband and you made a scene in front of the cameras, now y'all want an apology on social media. The way it's like, okay, but I want to see how that's gonna go. So that's what went down there. So we got done with choir practice. We move on to Meredith and Deanna. So Deanna goes over to Meredith's house. Meredith ended up saying that since she got rid of the toxic friends, talking about Lisa. God wait busy. Because Lisa toxic in the mug. She toxic in the mug. Yeah, have for toxic. So she got rid of Lisa as a toxic friend. She says right now I can really enjoy getting to know new people and have some genuine friendships now. That since I got rid of toxic friend. So she said I like Deanna. So her and Deanna, sit down chit chat, and she asked Deanna how she doing. Deanna tell her how she doing okay. The family, the kids. She then showed some houses because she do real estate too. Also is working at Heather place too. On top of that, so they just chit chatting and whatever. And then as they doing that, we got Jen and Angie with a K meeting up. They at some top roof pool or whatever. Yeah, they Angie now, her and Angie come up with a thing of going to San Diego for a girls trip. And stuff since Jen can't go out the country, she says she might as well let's go somewhere hot. So Angie with a K says she has a friend who has a house out in San Diego that's close to the beach, so we can go there. And so she ended up calling Meredith first. They end up in the pool, called Meredith, and told Meredith she was invited to come to San Diego on a girls trip. And when they did that, Meredith said also Deanna is here, and she asked also who else is coming on a trip, and they told all the other ladies were coming. And then Jen said, Deanna, I would tell you were invited, but you said I was a bully. You said I was a bully and you was talking about me. And the other was like, I called you a bully. I'm like, bitch. So I called you a bully. I ain't like the way you talk to. She ain't know I ain't like the way you talk to her. Cause when you talk to way people recklessly, that's my word on top of there too. You talk to people recklessly, and I don't like it, and I do not tolerate that type of behavior. So that didn't really piss Jen off. Jen all mad and shit. She like. Ugh. She didn't get out. She, Meredith, we'll call you back. We'll call you back, girl. We'll call you back. Meredith was like, hold up, Jen, hold up, hold up. Y'all done had a discommunication. That's all y'all done had. Y'all have a discommunication. And so Jen get off the phone with her. Jen talking to Edgy with the K, tell her, I gotta get out of this water. I gotta get out of this water. She start throwing a tantrum saying like, how can she call me a bully? How can she call me a bully? I'm not gonna sit here and argue with her. And so she mad and everything. And so, side note, the after show of this, we end up finding out that Angie ended up finding out that Jen sent out invitation to everybody. Like she invited everybody out. Like she's the person who threw this trip. Like this the house. Like she got the house, but they said this is not that. This ain't your house. And you didn't get this house. This was a group thing. This was a group trip that you and Jen with a K came up with. Because she got her friend to let her borrow her house in San Diego. So I'm confused. So yeah, you took credit for all that. So yeah, it's gonna be a little hectic next week. So that's all that happened on this episode. Like, subscribe, comment, share on all social media. It's your boy Paul Brantley. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll get back with y'all later.